We have an important PSA we have to play for everybody in this segment. Is this do they have the bit in here? No, they don't have the bit I'm looking for. It's the PSA video. I gotta find it where it's like robosexuals in Futurama.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, "Don't date robots."
Okay, but that's actually real now. There's like
I know.
Yeah, you've seen it. There's articles.
Let me pull that up.
It always starts with a girl because if a guy says it, everyone says they're a creep. If a girl goes, "I'm robosexual," and everyone's like,
"Oh, here we go. I found it. Here we go, guys."
Ordinary human dating. It's enjoyable and it serves an important purpose.
It does.
But when a human dates an
Can I just pause real quick? So he says it serves an important purpose and it shows a baby. They really didn't see this coming when they wrote Futurama back in like the 2000s.
Official mate.
Like now you got people like, sterilizing and castrating themselves.
There is no purpose, only enjoyment. And that leads to tragedy.
Neato! A Marilyn Monroe bot!
Ooh, you're a real dreamboat.
Billy every teen.
Harmless fun? Let's see what happens next.
So basically, the gist of the joke is the dude stops going to work, stops going to school. They explain that every facet of human civilization revolved around sex. And once people could just get it from a robot of their ideal person, then they had no reason to do work at all or do anything. So they just gave up on life.
I can see you lose some motivation for things.
Sure, yeah.
I kind of think this is the scariest thing to me. I mean, like the culture war stuff and the Civil War stuff, I'm kind of like, we'll get through this,
This was the AI. Did you see that guy Eliezer Yudkowsky, I think is his name? He was on Lex Fried. He's a big like AI guy. Like he wrote this blog for a very long time. He's like an expert on this. And he straight up was like, yeah, I didn't see this coming.
What aspect he didn't see coming?
Like just how good AI got so fast. He's like, I thought this was way far away. So he's like, I don't even know what to think about this, even though he's like essentially an expert in all this because he didn't predict this.
Did you see
it's exponential, dude?
Yeah, of course.
There's already apps in beta where you can type in, you'll type in like movie scene of walking through a forest at night and then looking up at the stars, and it will create a video in high resolution of a person walking through the woods and then looking up at the stars. You could make movies doing this. We are probably a year or two away from you going onto the app and typing in, give me Avengers 7 starring Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans as the main characters, and it will render you a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's going to be able to do that soon. I guess the question is like, I always said like, okay, if you look at musicians, right? We basically accept that like most pop stars don't write their songs. Dr. Luke writes all of them or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, but no one really cares, right? So there's going to be a version of that. Like there still has to be like the same way that like a brand generally has like someone attached to it, right? So a lot of this stuff, that's all going to be true. But at the end of the day, you're still going to need the like real person that's like attached to it.
Well, I don't see how we win this in that regard. I like, look at cell phones. In a year, everybody had one. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of people I knew like, I don't want to get one. And it started with like in the 2000s, everybody had garbage phones, but smartphones hit. And then all of a sudden, within like a year, smartphones are ubiquitous. Everyone was instantly on the internet. There's going to be a bunch of people, probably a large portion of people who watch the show are going to be like, I'm not going to get involved in any of that weird AI, VR stuff. And then 2 years will go by, and everyone will stop calling you.
Everyone's going to be playing poker, and that's where they're meeting in the VR sets.
But it's not even that. They're not going to be playing with any... Dude, why would a person waste time dealing with you when they can't control you, right? Human beings strive for a certain outcome. They get that dopamine release. And people are constantly trying to figure out how to fit in, how to be a better person, how to get their friends to like them, how to make their friends laugh. You're a comedian. People like you may not want to do this, but I assure you there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, I went to a club and I bombed. In virtual world, I never bomb. And they're going to go put on their headset where they're always funny and they always
and that's like a fun thing to do. The same way I can play NBA, 2K, like but doesn't mean I'm going to be on the Knicks.
But what's going to happen is it's going to be so realistic and so lifelike. People are going to be like, I would rather do this than anything else. And then add to that.
You'd rather watch this comedian with bad jokes, like in a fake audience?
They're the comedian.
Be the comedian.
Be the comedian.
It's like a comedian simulator.
Like everyone loves you, you're famous, everyone's cheering for you. And here's the other thing, too.
Success simulator.
The audience is all just big titty naked women. Like,
okay, you got my attention. You sparked my attention.
That's my point. And that wasn't meant to be a joke. I'm saying like a dude will be like, in this world, I'm funny. Everyone likes me. They're all attractive, and I can have anybody I want.
it'd be like-
Why am I going to go?
describing the Matrix, right?
And it'll be like,
basically.
surprise me at
Well,
a
no,
time I
not
don't
really.
expect with some laughter, and then they'll get the laughter that they weren't expecting, and then they'll be.
I mean,
happy.
listen, there's already versions of that now. It doesn't particularly appeal to me. I'm sure there will be a bunch of people in the world, but when you know, a lot of people would like, you're playing the real game versus the fake game, and I think that
Well,
means
what happens
something
when you
to
can't
people.
tell the difference?
the power goes out.
what if you're
That's
in
what I keep
reality?
thinking about when the power goes out. You talk about zombie apocalypse. If people have been in there for 6 months and the power goes out, they're going to be like,
What if you're in the
catatonic.
You
fake
can
game?
tell the difference. You just said
What if
you're
you're in
walking
there
around
right
high-fiving. Every girl's like,
Whoa.
Danny, you're so hot. And you're just like, there's no way for me to tell the difference. Is this the real one? Is this the fake one? Like, I think in this scenario he's describing, I think you could be able to tell the difference.
And then he.
Is that the fake one? I don't know.
Did you guys hear?
And then he wakes up and goes outside, and then he walks up to a woman and goes like this, and she goes, "Oh,
Oh, I guess I'm in the fake one now. She maces me. She goes, oh, get me out of this VR world.
you guys should make that bit."
Sundar Pichai,
Honestly.
Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google. Sundar Pichai was on CBS 60 Minutes.
Going for a honk? Don't mind if I do. What? I mean, that's a 20.
This is where
I thought I was in virtual reality.
I think this is Sundar Pichai talking on 60 Minutes earlier in the week, like 5 days ago. It's on Twitter that their AI figured out how to speak a language that it was never taught. It just figured it out, and they were like, "What in the hell?" It just
Which
started.
language? That
doesn't
They
seem
asked it a question, and I
impressive.
think it was Hindi. I'm not sure. We need to pull up. There's a Twitter. It's on
Just
Twitter
goes on the
this-
internet and goes, give me a different. It becomes a translator.
it
Daily
connects
Beast
to Google
says
Translate.
it was
that doesn't.
It was
interest me.
Bengali.
They were speaking Bengali.
Yeah, Bangladesh.
And they asked it a question in Bengali, and then it just started speaking in Bengali, and they're like, "What in the hell? It's not supposed to know Bengali. How did it figure that out?"
People are not going to want to leave. Like, for all you know, you're in it already, right? I mean, look at you guys, the two hot young men, successful.
Where are all these
comedians.
titties you've been talking about?
Well, there's got to be a balance. There's got to be a certain degree of realism, right? Otherwise, the game is unplayable.
All right.
Playing a video game with all the cheats on is only
super
fun.
easy mode. It's not fun.
It's
It's not
for a
fun.
little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you want to play the game with no cheats, and then after you beat it, you turn the cheats on and have fun for 5 more minutes, and then you're like, I'm over it. You know what I mean?
That's kind of how I see the whole thing. Yeah.
Play Skyrim with console. So when you have Skyrim on the computer or whatever, you can type in console commands. It's only fun for like a little bit. Like, what makes the game fun is the challenge and
I feel like
leveling
you're
up.
proving the point against your point.
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying that the cheat codes, it's like a fun thing to do, but no one's going to want to do that the whole time.
Right. So what I'm saying is you might be in it right now. You might be in the fake reality
I
where,
see.
like, in reality, Ryan, you're like a 5'3" short fat dude who's not funny at all, and you're like, I really just wish I was a funny comedian. And so you put on the headset, and now you're Ryan Long.
You're saying my parents put on the headset and I haven't known that I got the chip in already.
No, you
They-
put on the headset 20 years ago.
And then I
Well,
just forgot about it.
Well, no, only when you're in the game you can't
You
remember.
guys are tripping me out.
On 422? Oh, yeah. 420.
What? You guys are freaking tripping me out, dude. I'm not 5 foot. You're 5 foot.
Do you think you'll be able to dream an AI? Is that just thinking? So dreaming is just thinking?
We still got to sleep. You still have
I feel like this is Ian's domain right now.
Yeah, oh my God, dude. Yeah, I've been.
I mean, if
I've been
anybody's
training for this
actually
for
not
25
here right
years.
now, it's
Ian's
Ian.
freaking bald in the real world.
We were talking about this last night. I think I went through a phase of like 4 years where I legitimately thought I was creating reality with my perception, and other people were like, "You psycho! I'm in this with you." And I was like, "But it is true."
They're like, hey, there's a big line in the bar. He's like, don't worry, I got this.
It was crazy, dude. You're literally like, dude,
guys,
I would do that stuff.
in base reality. Ian is a tech billionaire who's like 6'3", chiseled and ripped, and he was just like, I have everything and want for nothing.
killing it.
I'm bored. I want to go into a reality with some real struggle and some real strife, and now he's Ian.
That's why you're here with me.
Or,
Thank you for challenging me.
or currently he's playing.
I'm just here to facilitate your game.
He's
bro.
playing he's playing the be the vice president of BuzzFeed game right now. He's on his way to play the long haul.
I think we're not in a VR. You think it's safe to say we're in base reality right now?
I don't know, man. But let's do this.
Are we starting to call reality base reality? Are we doing that?
Yes.
I think so.
Reality's base
And then we'll
reality?
have
It's like
vir-
cisgender.
because there's virtual reality.
Yeah,
okay.
that's exactly
Yeah,
what it
this
is.
is
We'll
like
create
cis-
deep reality.
Yeah.
That's going to be like where you do not know you're not in reality.
That's what I call
but
my
you're
D.
in.
Let's come back to reality and let's make fun of journalists. We have this story from Timcast.com. Previously verified Twitter users lose verification status. Hillary Clinton, Jack Dorsey, and Bill Gates have lost their account verification, among others. Well, how am I going to know if it's really Hillary Clinton when she's tweeting at me? I mean, that's I can't have that. Jack Dorsey lost his. Here's the best part though about this story. So for one, they're all complaining. Elon Musk did it on 420. You know what he's all about and why he did that. But look at this. Stephen King tweets, my Twitter account says I've subscribed to Twitter Blue. I haven't. My Twitter account says I've given a phone number. I haven't. And Elon Musk says, you're welcome. Namaste. So
What's up with the spacing there?
That's Stephen
I don't
King.
know.
Is he like trying to start a new way of writing where he like puts 3 spaces in between every word?
Like it.
Yes. I just think it's really funny that Elon Musk kept several accounts verified. But you like think about the reason he did it. Because all of these leftists are like, if you have verification, you're a loser.
Yeah.
And so one of the smartest things Elon could have done has been like, okay, let's just leave verification on for a handful of people.
Yeah. Well, it's an endorsement that they're not getting paid. Like they're literally endorsing it now.
Yeah.
Right. And they're like, I didn't sign up to endorse this. And he goes, well, I'm just going to let you have it.
Or, yeah, but people
Deactivate
will,
your account.
It makes people think they are getting it.
Yeah.
Is that not like
Well, if
a
Elon
lawsuit?
wants to do that to me, I would hate that.
But can you not sue if they?
Well, I imagine maybe in the terms of service, it's one of those things where you don't actually own your Twitter account, right?
You don't.
You
And
don't,
they can
right?
do it, yeah.
So they go, LeBron James, you don't own your Twitter account, and they're just getting a LeBron
that
James
another one?
co-sign for $8 a month.
To be fair, though, it might be defamatory.
It kind of feels
It
like
says